Okay, be honest with me. Tammy, be honest with me. Have you said any of these in the past 6 months or year or 2 years? Maybe 5? What about you, Alice? Alice says here, who knows? Going once, going twice? But you've had that thought of, I should be grateful, but I'm just tired all the time. I wonder what would have happened if there has got to be more. Or shoot, is my t-shirt on inside out? It probably is. That's me. Yeah, that's not just midlife. That's actually your soul knocking. Sometimes she's gentle, but persistent, saying stuff like, hey girl, we need to talk, maybe over a drink, coffee, even better, martini, wine, or kombucha with a splash of WTF is my life right now. Or like a boulder rolling you over. At least it feels like it. Right, Tammy? Hi everyone, I'm La. Welcome to the Rooted Life with La Vang, where we are just trying to figure out how we got to midlife and what to do now that we're here. I want to welcome back all of my current subscribers, and if you're new here, welcome aboard on this midlife train of ours, or whatever journey you're on. It doesn't have to be in midlife. Now look, I didn't just wake up one morning, flip a table, and burn it all down. That would have been pretty dramatic and expensive depending on what kind you have. It may be a little bit fun, but okay, just kidding. Don't do it. Think it, sure, but don't act it out. We're gonna get in trouble here. The signs were there for a while, at least for me. They started kind of small, the nudge, then the headaches, the neck tension, heart palpitations, the kind that makes doctors scratch their heads and say, Trust me, I know from personal experience. That deep background hum of, I'm not okay, but I'll continue and I'll pretend that I am. You know that one, right, Samantha? Moving to Oregon was a whole uprooting for me. At midlife too. I mean, that was pretty terrifying. Oh my goodness. Truth right there. Can't even begin. But me, I tend to leap before I look, which is either brave or just plain naive. Maybe stupid, it's more like it. But if I had known the true depth of the soul-cracking depression that move would have unlocked, I don't know. I think I might have stayed put, so it's probably a good thing I didn't know. But I did, and thank goodness it was actually for love. Because I still believe it. Love sometimes makes us do dumb stuff, stupid stuff. Been there, done that too many times. Right, Tammy? Let me tell you something, though, about turning 50 this year. We have become creatures of habit, which, can be a beautiful thing and dangerous as well. Beautiful because habit brings rhythm, something familiar, and dangerous because rhythm without soul turns into a rut. You do the same thing every day, and suddenly you're watching your whole life like it's on rerun. And now, unless you love your routine, like me, I've come to really love the routine of hanging out here with my feather babies. I always say I didn't get the nickname Big Mama on the farm for nothing, all right? I actually truly love that routine. Maybe not so much scraping the poop, but you get it. What I'm talking about is the routine that turns you into someone you actually don't recognize. I didn't want to live on autopilot, but I didn't feel like I had a choice either. 18 years, actually. Solid career, respect, stability, but no spark. My body was basically waving red flags, or whatever kind of flag it was. And my soul kept whispering, this cannot be it, girlfriend. I hated the toxicity of that job back then. But you know what, now I'm actually grateful because it gave me the push that forced me to leave and remember what I've always wanted and who I was. And yeah, I'm glad that I told them, F you, I'm too old for this, and you need to treat people better. Seriously, why were a bunch of middle-aged people acting like a bunch of mean girls from middle and high school? To this day, I still won't understand it. It's beyond me. But thank goodness I had enough pride to not tolerate it. Oh, sorry, I digress. Trauma. But the truth is, I've always changed. I've always dreamt of feeding people, cooking, and hosting. But at that time, it felt like a luxury. And it was quite a bit because I was a single mom, head of household, budget manager, crisis cleaner upper, all of it. So those dreams were tabled for a really long time until one day they didn't anymore. I actually started researching food carts, a food business, and my husband, bless him, gave me the most generous gift ever. A year to rest, to not carry everything or anything to breathe, to be something other than everyone else's everything. And out of that rest, I launched a food cart, a food business. But here's the thing, even now with that major pivot, years into running that food business, that inner nudge, they're showing up again. And they're actually hitting me really hard this year. Could be the 50th, I don't know, but it is hitting me really hard this year. Thoughts are going through my head. Should I sell the food cart? Is it time to pivot again? So that's what led to me creating the Rooted Life with Vang. It's allowing me to start writing again, to tell stories. Funny, sad, depressing, uplifting, to share what I've learned, to find my people, and talk about this next chapter of life, to share what healing really looks like with the chicken here. Messy, beautiful, unfinished, midlife. Because I'm not that 30-year-old who can knock back martinis anymore. One and I'm pretty much done. Maybe two. That's kind of pushing it. Sometimes we don't need a whole life overhaul though, that's the truth. We just need a tiny creative escape. That could look like a little side door back to ourselves, or in some cases, a wide back door. I don't know, blown open, whatever works. So here's what I've learned. There are more, but there were signs, and 7 signs that came to me that kind of made me pivot in my 40s and even now. Daydreaming about a different life on repeat. You're always tired, or at least in my case, I can't sleep. Losing your spark, or feeling stuck in should instead of want. And you're low-key jealous of people chasing joy. That was me. You're secretly researching a whole new life while pretending to be fine. And you keep saying, I should be grateful, but. Truth is, those aren't quirks. They're little breadcrumbs, or in some case, rocks being thrown at you. Because the wonderful universe, she's nice, but she can be kind of wild sometimes when you ignore her for a little bit too long. Kind of like these feather brats of mine pulling at me. I'm kind of hard of hearing sometimes. But gently, it's your intuition trying to save your life, or in some cases, your ass. Now, I'm not saying you need to quit your job and run away into the woods, okay? That's not what I'm saying. Unless you want to, in which case, please call me, all right? Because I've been there. I've tried on many rocks in the forest, and all I can say is 10 out of 10, I highly recommend it to you, girlfriend. But what if you just gave yourself permission to shift, to soften, to want something different, to stop explaining yourself to people who aren't even listening? Change doesn't always look like a dramatic exit, although that would be kind of cool too, but don't burn anything, all right? Truth is, sometimes it's just writing again, starting that little side project, wearing lipstick to the grocery store, or going to the gym after a long hiatus, letting your life just get a little messy and be okay with it. Be inspired. In my case, talking to my chickens, all right, because they are quite a bunch of therapists, and no judgment there. That's the reason why unlicensed chicken therapy even exists. So go check out my shorts. And yes, I'm working on compiling a lot of those into a little book, so stay tuned for that. So tell me, which sign hit you in the gut? Drop the number, all of it, none, or your story, or just put a yep in the comment, or girl, I feel this. Whatever it is, know that you're not broken and you're just finally listening and you are not alone. I'm with you. So if this helped you in any way, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm trying to grow my channel here. And let's go through this whole becoming thing together. All right. Until the next episode, I will see all of you again. And my chickens they're like the universe, scratching, bugging me, pinching me. Right, Tammy? I think they want some snacks now. These little expensive buggers of mine. This is what I get. But they are my pride and joy. Take care. Would you like some? Would you like some? Beverly? Hello, Beverly. I'll give you some bread. Hello, my little buckbeak. My little spoiled brat. Here. Oh, Tammy, careful. Hello, Thaddeus. Hi, my dad. Oh, hi, Alice. Helen, stop. Be nice. Hi, Patty. This is what I get. This is therapy. Hi, Buckbeak. Hi, Walt. Take care.